Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday. And so today is Tuesday. It is October the, what is today? The 21st, 2025. I am excited to be here for you today, and I'm going to be making a Christmas card. It's kind of a subtle Christmas card. It's not like a bright red and green Christmas card, but I really like the subtle part of it. And so I hope you do too. So less chatting, more stamping. Put the camera down. And let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so today I'm going to be using a lot of different cardstock. I'm going to be using some designer series papers, dies, stamps, all kinds of things. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is use, oh, where did that come from? I have no clue. First thing I'm going to do is use a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5. I did score it at 4 1/4. This is my cardstock base. Okay. I do have, going to be also playing with cloud cover. And so cloud cover is going to go on the inside of my card after I do a little stamping on it. Okay, so first thing I want to do is bring in another piece of cardstock, and I'm going to layer it on top of this, and it's going to be 5.5 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to run it through an embossing folder. The embossing folder I'm going to use is this one. It's called Dotted Circles. It is in the annual catalog. It is item number, I'll give you the item number, 163789. It's $12. It is still available. It's in the annual catalog. Okay, so it is a 3D folder. So in your cut and emboss, you need to use your platform, which is 1, and your gray plate, which is 4. That's how I always put these on here, 1 and 4. So I'm going to run this through the cut and emboss. And then I'm going to get these little circles, which I think are so cute. All right, I'm going to add a little blending brush, a little sponging onto this. And I'm going to just use Misty Moonlight ink. And I'm going to bring in a piece of paper so I don't get this all totally on my glass. Okay, so I'm just going to sponge this just on the two edges. I'm not going to do it all the way around. I'm just going to do it on this edge and this one. And even though I'm doing tone on tone, it is going to bring a nice darker element to those edges. More. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to add this to my card. So I'm just going to, so I kind of just centered this. I kept the circle in the center, and then I just, because it is narrow, I just centered it in the folder. So those larger folders, those 6 by 9 folders are nice because they're big enough that you can kind of play around with them and move your cardstock around if you wanted. So for example, if you wanted that off center, you could just do it that way. Okay. I did cut a pecan pie circle, and this is cut out of the Spotlight on Nature dies. Okay. So now I'm just going to add this to my card, and I'm going to kind of, I want these circles here to show. So I'm going to just move it over just a smidge. Okay, I put a lot of adhesive on here because this is textured. Okay, so I'm going to put it about right there. This side's going to have more cardstock going on, so, okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to be using strips, 2 strips of designer series paper, and this is from, is this online or is this from the mini catalog? Oh, good question. This is from the Peaceful Garden designer series paper, and I believe this is from the mini catalog. It's item number 1. Oh, so see, it's the one with the doves. It's It's got Misty Moonlight, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, all these colors in it. And this is item number 165917. It's this 12 by 12 pack of designer series paper. And just to give you the size, this one is 4 inches by 1.5. And this one is a little bigger. It's just a little over 4.5 by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I am just going to cut up in, if you've never done it this way, you can cut up the center and then go up the sides like that to make your fishtail. Usually I don't do it that way. Usually I just go like this and eyeball it. That's just me. Okay, so I want this one more pronounced than this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add these now to my card. This paper is awesome because it's not necessarily holiday paper. It definitely can be because it has the doves, and but being blue, it really kind of lends itself to other holidays, other uses. And I'm just going to add this piece. Now, I'm just going to center this in the center like that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in another color, and I'm going to stick with the blues. I'm going to bring in some Night of Navy. This one measures 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to run this through the mini corrugated 3D folder. I don't know if this is still available. I know it's not in the annual catalog. It was an online exclusive, and I might be sold out. But if you have it, don't get rid of it. It's amazing. And it's a 3D folder also. So I'm going to run this again, this small piece of paper, through my cut and emboss. I want it corrugated. So in the old days, we had a crimper, and I loved the crimper. It was so easy, and I still have my crimper. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so there we go. We have this now. And I don't want this to be too long. I think it might be a little bit long. Let me see. I think it might work, actually. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, I'm just going to put some liquid glue on this. So because this is corrugated, if I put too much pressure on it, it will flatten out. And I just don't want that to happen. Okay. So now I'm just going to add this to my card, and I'm going to add it. I want to make sure those layers show behind these layers. So I'm just going to add this right there. Okay. And then I had the Snowy Delights bundle. Okay. Snowy Delights bundle it's actually in the mini catalog, and here is the stamp set. Okay. It has actually 3 pieces to it. There's the stamp set, the dies, and the masks. Okay, so today we're going to be using a couple of these stamps, but I'm also going to be using one of the dies. And this snowflake I cut out of the cloud cover. Okay, so this is cut out of cloud cover cardstock. So a very simple snowflake. And now I'm just going to add this to my card. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little touches of glue. And less is more. I don't want to go too crazy with this glue and make it squeeze out, right? So this is a card that we made at my stamp gatherings this month. And actually, this card could be turned into an anything card. Just leave the snowflake off, add something else, a flower, whatever, and you could use it for an anything card. It's a versatile design. Okay, so now I'm just going to add this about right there. Put this on top and hold that down. Okay, I have a little piece of crumb cake cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, "A winter wish for snowy delights." So I'm just going to stamp this on crumb cake cardstock, and I'm going to use my Misty Moonlight ink. Okay. A winter wish for snowy delights. Okay, we have that. Okay, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, and I don't know where my dimensionals are. Hold on, I have a pack right here. Okay. So I'm just going to put 3 on the back. And before I adhere that, I am going to do some just some of our, it's not baker's twine. I always forget. Linen thread. Linen thread. I'm just going to make a big bow with linen thread. I love linen thread. Okay, I'm going to leave the tails kind of long. Okay, so take the center one off and just adhere it to the center. And then I can kind of manipulate it a little bit and then take these 2 ends off. Oh, and I did that upside down. Yes, I did. Hang on a second. That wasn't too smart. Easy fix. Flip it around. I don't want my tails coming up the top. I want them down the bottom. Okay. There we go. Now I'm just going to put this down here. Making sure that these hang down. Where's the other one? There it is. And that it's level. Oh, I love it. Okay, for the inside, I'm going to do a little stamping. And there's these little snowflakes. So stinking cute. So I am going to stamp a few snowflakes on the inside of my card. And this would be cute on the envelope also. So, ooh, almost dropped it. You could actually make them come across like that if you wanted. Stamp them off and make them do that. Okay, I'm just going to keep it like that. And then I'll put this on the inside of my card. They're really cute to do what I just said. Make a stamp off and make them really light. And just have them come across this. Okay, so now I think it needs some kind of a gem. So I have these. These are called Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix. Are they still available? Gee, I don't know. But when I look at them, there's a lot of blue in there. And I don't know if it's reflective blue or how that's working, but I'm going to add some of these. So I'm just going to add maybe like 2 down here and 1 over here. Okay. Take your pick tool and let's see. This one. Man, that's certainly not that thick. I think, oh yeah, there's like 5 of them stacked together. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 here. And then, how many's in there? Oh, that's just 1. 1 up here. They're kind of hard because they have a hole in the center. I wonder why. Can't actually figure out why they have a hole in the center. Maybe they, I don't know, maybe they planned on us putting them on thread. I'm not sure. And then I'm just going to use this little one here. How cute is that? Just a little bit of sparkle. Don't spill these. You'll be forever picking them up. Okay, so there's my finished card today. Oh, I love it. It is very subtle. The colors are very subtle. Not bright at all, but I think it's beautiful. So again, you could make this an anything card. Just change the snowflake and add a flower there. Change the sentiment. Use any DSP you want. If you don't have the embossing folder, use a DSP. Use any colors you want. It's a very versatile layout. So thanks for watching today. My name's Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri, and I will see you on Friday. Have a great week. Bye.